All right, guys, as you're working, you don't have to keep me on if you don't want. I am recording this, so if it's helpful to you to watch me work, then feel free to leave me on and listen, because I'm going to just continue to work on my piece here. It's a lengthy process. Might put on some music to go with my demo so it's not so quiet. Musical artist. His name is Andrew Bird, and he does some amazing music. I've seen him live twice. Nope, twice or three times now. 3 times. Yeah, I love live music. I really miss going to live concerts. And he does. He goes out into nature a lot and performs, and he whistles, and he plays the violin, but he also plays the violin like a ukulele. So he holds it like a ukulele and strums it. Saw him one time in the Bay Area, another time in Sacramento at the Mondavi, and then the third time was in North Carolina at the Art Museum. My sister and her family and my dad live in North Carolina. So you'll notice that this gets faster as you start gluing and working on it. You come up with these systems of working that make yourself a little bit more efficient in whatever you're doing. That's why people that are crafters, like, or people that make things that are repetitive, get really good at it. Like, for example, if you make quilts, you're going to get really good at stitching and sewing, doing those stitches. And the more you practice, the more skilled you get at it, of course. I should put down here. This is something I should have told you guys to do. You want to put down something to catch the glue. Another piece of cardboard is probably a good idea, or a hard piece of paper so it doesn't stick to your table. Here's a little hint and trick, speaking from experience, using hot glue a lot. If you do burn yourself, just roll it really quick. And if you roll it and flick it, it gets hard really fast and less hot. And it gets it off your hand faster. We use hot glue in this class a lot if we're doing mixed media stuff. We have a whole set of hot glue guns, so if you come to school you'll be using these. So we have to learn how to use them safely, or it's not, we can't use them. And I'm anxious and excited to see if anybody is actually going to be crocheting or stitching or knitting or anything, using any of their textile skills that they might already have. Loom,
I might be stitching some of my designs.
Yeah?
I might.
Do you like to stitch and do stuff like that outside of this class?
Yeah, I love stitching and stuff. Whenever my mom is making these curtains for our house right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's handmade curtains out of fabric.
Oh, wow.
And so she takes them out to finish them. I'm like, I want to help stitching and sewing and blah blah blah.
That's great, because then you can learn from her. Yeah, growing up, my grandma sewed everything. She sewed our clothes. She sewed, every time we had a holiday, she would make us all kind of matching dresses. I have a sister and a brother, a matching dress and a matching little suit for him. And then she taught us, growing up, she taught us how to sew. And it's just really handy. It's really good to know how to do that.
When I was in Afghanistan, my grandma tried to teach me how to knit. She even bought me the little netting sticks for kids.
That's awesome.
I tried my best. I was 6 years old at that time, and I could not do it. I could not even get the placement of the little sticks correctly.
Well, you might have just not had skilled enough hands for that at that young of an age. So try again.
Yeah. And another thing, whenever my grandma, she usually knitted at the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she would take it out, I would go and watch her. She was like, "You want to see? You want to try?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna mess your thing up."
That's real sweet. I'm glad that she involved you in that.
Yeah, but sadly, she's not in America right now. She really passed down
When was the last time you saw her?
about 3 or 2 years ago. But
Mm.
I talked to her on FaceTime.
Oh,
Sometimes.
good.
Yeah, I've seen her, but like in real life in person, I've seen her about 2 or 3 years ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's hard when we live far away from our loved ones. My mom also, growing up, we had a dance studio in our home, which is pretty unique. I don't know anyone else that had that, but my mom was a dance teacher, and my dad built a big room on the front of the house that was like our living room during the day, and at night, I'm sorry, at night it was our living room, and during the day she had classes, and she had mirrors and ballet bar and everything, and the kids in the community would come and take classes from her all day long. So I'd come home from school and there would be a bunch of kids tapping or doing ballet, or she taught tap, jazz, hula, and ballet. And every year we would have a recital, and her and all the moms in would make all the costumes. So there'd be sewing machines everywhere and costumes, and it was just kind of a neat thing to grow up. And then of course I took the classes too. I took the dance classes and was in all the recitals, and it was really a good thing to have at home, I think. We were very close to our community because she had 60 students, so we had a lot of people coming to the house every day involved.
Miss Greninger,
Mm-hmm.
you want to see something?
Sure.
This is what I'm doing. Do you like the sunflower?
Oh, that looks great. Yeah, I love the black outline on the sunflower. That really makes it pop.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna finish it. I don't think I'll finish the whole painting, but
As long as you're working on it, it's all good. So I'm really liking the textures that are happening here. If you can kind of see the three-dimensionality of what we got going on here. Those little white loops really made it pop. And I put a little strip of pink on top of like where I glued them down so that it looked a little cleaner.
It looks nice. I like this.
Thank you.
And do you know why I did the design that I did?
No.
So I went on Google and I searched up some inspiration.
Uh-huh.
So I click on different rugs, get a little bit of their designs and mix them together.
That's great. And what are some of the inspirations you found?
So some of them are like with flowers and like little ribbons and stuff. Some of them are with diamonds. Some of them are with lines. And so as you can see here, mine is kind of like that.
Definitely. It looks really good.
Yeah. And another thing is like all of the rugs are like mostly this dark reddish maroon color.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the color I'm going in with the sides with.
So you were inspired by the color.
Yeah, I'm inspired with the designs and the color.
And you guys, you don't have to necessarily follow the pattern that you painted. You can go against the pattern or add to the pattern with your fabrics. Like I'm going to put a new bigger triangle on here because I really like this pink yarn. I'm really drawn to things that pop visually. I like high contrast. I'm a high contrast kind of gal. You don't need much hot glue to really tack something down. You can just do it with 2 little beads. All right, guys, giving you a 5-minute warning. In 5 minutes, we're gonna come back and take a picture of our progress, and we're hoping to finish the painting today. So if you don't finish it today in class, it might be a good idea to try to finish it outside of class so that next time we meet up, we're ready to do mixed media. Ooh, I'm really digging this yellow, this pink. So pretty. And the yarn has a lot of, it's like an ombre effect, so it's changing colors as it goes around. It's funny, I chose kind of like reds and yellows and neutrals in my painting, and now I'm choosing to go really bright on top of it because I like the contrast. So far that's what I've got so far. It's evolving. I feel like I need more textures. I found these little tassels. These are fun. Gotta figure out, they're pretty bold though, so I have to figure out where I'm gonna put. I don't want to overwhelm. Let me just maybe cut one off and see. Play around with it. You know, because this is going to be hanging on the wall, so it's going to, you know, wherever I hang it, the tassel is going to fall in that direction, so I have to think about that. I really like it right there. I'm going to do maybe 4. So now all of a sudden I'm creating a direction. Like it has to be hung a certain way now that I'm hanging this tassel like this. I love that. These are fun. There's never enough time for art making. I never want class to end. Especially if I'm doing a demo for you guys and I know you're doing the same. I really just have fun.
Ninja,
Uh-huh.
can I show you a little cute thing that I made the other day?
Sure.
Wait, hold on, let me find it real quick. Okay, I found it. It's a little mini penguin. I made
Aww. Did you make it out of Sculpey?
No, I made it out of my sister's Play-Doh.
Very cool. Well, you're going to have fun when we start doing clay.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm sadly going to stop working on this for now. Got a long ways to go, but at least I've got a little movement going on here. Some tassels. That pink really made it, I like it a lot better now that there's pink on there. Okay. We will continue this next time.